Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to Robotron 64. Today will be episode number 3. Last time we made our way towards wave number 60, and therefore today we are going to be starting off with 61. Doing an average of 20 waves per episode by now. And then to think that the first episode we actually did, was it 33 or 34? Got quite far even. Already noticing the waves are becoming longer. And therefore I do not have the assumption we're going to be reaching level 100 today. But I do think we will actually be able to reach it this weekend. Therefore it's going to be tomorrow's episode probably. Time for us to actually begin with this wave 61. Of course, don't forget, now we're playing on an octagonal stage. Up until wave 59 we were used to a rectangular stage, but now it's actually octagonal. Sometimes I actually feel this is a bit easier, because making your laps around the arena, trying to avoid all of the grunt attacks, that's mostly what you need to fear. The high number of grunts. But it's actually a bit easier whenever the stage is a bit more circular. Now we're going to be avoiding mines, which is going to make things a bit more complicated. Now the octagonal stage is not as easy to actually run around anymore. Because you start off with a lot of mines. But luckily there is still a bit of room for us to maneuver through, so we can still actually run around in the course. And of course all of the robots actually going over them will also clean stuff up a bit. Flamethrower is actually also a good way to get rid of mines. It's the only weapon that's able to actually still activate a mine without actually walking over it. Another way is of course using a shield, actually taking a hit and running over it with a shield. That of course is another way to get rid of mines yourself without dying. It seems like all of the robots have been taken care of, just a couple of grunts. They are still coming. Here we go. 71 extra lives, now entering stage 63. We need to prepare to die. The mines are already in place for us. They are going to be used to actually kill us. Got all the family members, now it's robot destroying time. It's also human destroying time, by the way. Back to 71. Oh, thought I was almost done, but new wave of grunts. These ones being the basic ones again. Back to the basic grunt one. The very first robot that we actually met. They sometimes still get used. Got a lot of music, by the way. I think I already mentioned it last time, but the music can place in these waves. The octagonal stages, those are actually my favorite tunes. Alongside the ones from the level 90 stages. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be meeting up with that quite yet. Oh, and the warp portal actually appears here. So, allow me to explain. In these stages it can also happen that warp portals sometimes appear. If you actually decide to step in them, you can actually warp to one of the next waves. It is random, I'm pretty sure, but you can actually warp 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 waves ahead. And that way you can skip part of the stages. Making it a bit easier for you, you might say. Because of having to do less waves. I, of course, am not going to be taking them. Like I explained last time, the moment Magic Grunt actually appeared. Destroying a Magic Grunt is also a way to make a warp portal appear. But also keep in mind, as you can see right here, they don't stay around. Warp portals are only temporal. They will actually go away at some point. So, the moment you see one, and you do want to use it, be quick about it. But I think it's a bit of cheating, you might say, if you use those. It's way more fun to actually try to beat every single stage in the game. It's also the best for your high score, of course. The moment you play less waves, it will also give you less score. But I am pretty sure they can actually appear a lot in these stages. That's also something I can remember. Yeah, and here we find another warp portal. It's another one we're going to ignore, of course. There's a lot of dads here. And just a couple of simple basic brains. Not even the brain 2 appear here. After the previous brain stage actually introducing us to the third brain. Now, level 66. It seems we are done with the mines for now. Get rid of all these spheroids. Before we are still forced to deal with mines. The enforcers, of course, want to lay mines. The high speed of the grunts is making it difficult to actually focus on them. Clearly entering the part of the game where the grunts immediately start moving fast. Back in the beginning of the game, it actually took a while for the grunts to pick up speed. But now it does not take them too long anymore. And these are still only the basic grunts. You can actually fear the moment the real annoying grunts will start appearing. Spoiler alert, we're going to be meeting up with a lot more complicated ones later on. And these guys are a piece of cake. Ooh, 3 dudes. I hope you're talking about 1-ups, and it looks like they are. Also finally a reappearance of the second quark. So we're seeing the second tank variant for the first time, actually. Pretty much the same as the first ones, but these ones actually shoot 2 projectiles at the same time. Or at least they can. They don't always do, but they can. Oh, more 3 dudes! Give me! Somehow I actually don't want to finish this stage too fast. There might be some more 3 dudes that can appear. No, we're not going to find some new ones. Just gonna finish this one. Thank you for the extra lives. Fear and pain. Now we are going to be giving all of those extra lives back to the game. Let's make sure that does not happen. Let's pick up Grandpa and Dad before they actually walk into mines or hulks. And let's make sure we do not accidentally walk into a warp portal. Something we do not wish. You're skipping out on the warps. It's nice enough of the game to actually give them this part in the game. It's not my cup of tea. Once again, reach the point where there's only grunts. Like I said earlier, on an octagonal stage I feel their high speed is a bit easier to avoid. Because of the way how we can run around on a stage like this. Oh. He killed me by moonwalking into me. That looked pretty weird. Oh, silly programming. You're going to need a lot more to actually get rid of Eugene. There's actually 80 Eugenes, so... It's not that easy for you guys to win the war. This is going to be my war. Final stage in this venue. Up, fire up. Twice. We're after the next venue. Curious what the game is going to give us next. If it is also going to be a point where we're going to be introduced to new robots. We might actually. This is a pretty crowded stage. Did not end very well for me. There are some running shoes here, so I need to actually increase my speed. It's very crowded in here. There's a lot of grunts in 2 types that appear here. The spheroid's gone. Should be able to actually get rid of these guys pretty easily. Nice. Never making circles in order to avoid enemies. Sometimes remember to change direction. Because of walking this way, we might actually get closed in from the other side as well sometimes. So be on the lookout where the grunts actually spawn, where they're actually going to approach you. Sometimes you're required to actually change direction to make sure you're not going to get surrounded by these guys. Because even though this is a good way to stay alive, it's also a good way to actually get ambushed, get closed in. Now we're going to be entering the dark waves. Wave 70. It's indeed very dark in here. More brains. Oh, this is going to be the first wave where we're going to be dealing with all 3 types of brains. First one's already gone. We need to take care of the second type. The third type is going to be easy. This is once again going to be a stage where we are handed a flamethrower. Big green guys are not going to be an issue. At least if I was able to get you in time, I was not. Here's a tripler for a fire rate. Goodbye, sir. No, still not. You surely take a lot of hits. And there's another war portal. Even here in the dark waves, they want to give us the opportunity to skip some stages. The Grunt Brigade. Good thing we actually skipped out in the warp. Otherwise we need to skip out on this stage. And that would have been something terrible. Shield, thank you. Then I'm pretty sure this stage is not going to be a problem. It's not too complicated. It's just a lot of grunts. Even the easiest ones. Another warp portal. Oh, the game is trying so hard to actually make me warp. I keep on refusing. Warp denial. That is not a way to play this game. And boom. No. Man, if there's only one robot we need to destroy, it's actually hard to hit. Stop the Gigantoids. Whatever that is supposed to be. And another quark that almost spawns on my head. There's reflectors in the stage, it might actually be fun. We need to gather all of the family members, because I want my extra lives. Go away with the stupid tanks. Please don't make too many in the meantime. Quarks. Seem to be the final ones. Yeah. Right. Didn't get the chance to actually work with my reflectors this time, but... Oh, now we're going to be shooting the deflectors. I was pretty sure these things were called reflectors, but they're perhaps deflectors. Excuse me if my terminology is not always accurate in this game. It's been a while since I actually read the terminology for the last time, so... That was in the manual, if I need to be honest. It should be somewhere around here still. The manual for this game. It is also how I learned the enemy names, by the way. Even though it's not necessary to read the manual for that. The stage names also mention pretty much all of the enemy names at some point. Grunt, Hulk, Spheroid, Enforcer, Brain, Quark, Tank. Not very hard to actually figure out those names. And somehow I always liked stages like these, where there's actually two types of grunts that try to ambush you. But there's a real big difference between the Grunt 1 and 2. The only difference between 1 and 2 is the fact that second grunt type can use his jetpack. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. They are just as fast and also only take one hit, so there's no real difference between them. 74. Green plus 3. Try and you will see. That sounds like something that just needed to rhyme and did not really have to mean anything. Let's go see if we can actually rhyme the stage. Eugene is a mean robot-killing machine. Don't try me, because I will actually become very mean. And if you leave me alone, we are going to be as easy as a bean. Okay, I'll stop rhyming. That also did not make any sense. I'm way too distracted here. I'm destroying robots and at the same time I'm trying to rhyme. What am I doing? Why do the warp portals keep on appearing? I did not remember these actually appearing all the way to halfway level 70 even. I could have actually been done with the entire game already if I just took all of these warp portals. Well, just a couple of jetpack grunts left and we're going to be done here. We're reaching 3/4 of the way when it comes to the first part of the game. Because this is 75, the Brainiac. What are we dealing with? Brain 3 probably, because I can already see a shield and a flamethrower. Those are not handed out for nothing. Still not at the point of the game yet where the game actually trusts us to take care of these guys without a flamethrower. Still going to give us one. Fly our way through the second type of brain. The pink ones. There's also still grunts in the stage. It's hard to notice them because there's not a whole lot of them at the same time, but there is still grunts in the stage. The main focus is going to be on the brains, of course. And the moment an extra life appears, and that will also get my focus. Now, how many of these guys are there? Don't really have to be very careful for them because I still got my shield. Then I'm going to be risky. Thank you. And that was 75. Chaos Wave, 76. spheroids, and grunts. That's the most common wave that you can find, actually. That you might have noticed already by this point. These are the most common of all the waves. Just a handful of hulks, a whole bunch of grunts, and a handful of spheroids. This is how most of the waves actually go in this game. But luckily not all of them. Otherwise it would actually get a bit too repetitive. It's something that actually will never change. Even up to the very end of the game. But this is usually what we have to deal with. Although all of the warp portals will actually go away at some point. That I can promise you. They're actually coming a lot more than I remembered. But one thing I am certain of, they will actually stop coming in these numbers at some point. They are not going to be appearing in every single stage at some point. It's becoming crazy now. Up until level 80 we are going to be able to skip out on stages. Making this easy part of the game very easy indeed. You don't even have to play all of it if you want to. Oh, come on. That was completely unnecessary. Yeah, I was almost done with the stage. It's not even that crowded anymore. And I managed to get hit by these stupid grunts. What am I doing? Complete failure. The easy part of the game. Come on, stop raining. Why is it taking so long? Why is this challenging? It's only a handful of grunts at the same time, and yet you just keep on coming. But okay, there we finally go. 77. That is a title we've already seen game. And I'm pretty sure that stage also started with quarks in the beginning. Also see plenty of these stages where there's just going to be quarks and nothing more. All of the stages that use spheroids are usually combined with grunts still, but we have seen plenty of stages already where we're just facing quarks and nothing more. Well, I don't mind, these are usually the easiest stages. At least not until the actual difficult tanks become a thing. Try things. What I'm going to try is to get all of the grandpas in the stage. Not successful. One of them got sucked in. And even the family members can still spawn at some point, as you can see. Sometimes if you actually get them, or they actually get killed by robots, a new one will actually spawn. Enforcer death. That's something we haven't seen a whole lot. Being killed by an enforcer. And an easy one at that. Well, it seems all of these other guys are actually gone by now. Just me and the grunts again. And of course the occasional Hulk. Those don't have to be a problem. They rarely are, so. The high speed closing in grunts, that is definitely the bigger problem. I will just take my time. This is all autopilot work. Now moving on to 79, last one in this aesthetic already. Let's get tanked. 2 quarks. Well, I'll let them do the thing, because otherwise we're not really going to get tanked. And okay, I'm tired of you. You've tanked enough. There's one thing I actually want in this game, and that is me versus grunts. Nothing more. Oh, I really cannot wait until the game will really start. But this is also something we need to do. This is the part of the game where we're actually racking up lives. So far doing fine with that. Approaching 100 lives slowly. I am curious if I'm going to be able to keep my life count above the wave count for the entire game. That might actually be a pretty fun challenge to go for. Bonus stages can actually really help with that, because that is of course the best way to score a lot of extra points. Now entering the Bee Hive. After the very first bonus stage, we return into bees, but of course this one is going to be a lot more difficult to get all of them. Especially since there's also bigger bees now, as you can see. These guys actually take more hits to take out. Oh, that was it already. It's a really short one. Got 89% of them. Pretty good score. That's going to put us into wave 80. Brain missiles Abound. Actually returning to the music of the very first stages. Looks like we've looped around of the music already. And we're going to be repeating. That's a lot of brains here. Give me speed, give me shield, and give me quadruple fire. Which is also awesome, because this is basically the same as triple fire, but we're also laying mines on the field now. Luckily those actually don't stay around. We are able to make enemies walk over them shortly, but they will actually despawn really quickly, as you can see. Not going to stay around for very long. But this is pretty cool actually. Quadruple fire. Appearing for the first time here in wave 80. It might also be the point where the war portals actually stop appearing. Might still see them occasionally, of course, but not every single stage anymore. Did not see any in this wave, at least. You will be destroyed. The game has been threatening us for a while already, so don't mind me if I'm not impressed. We have been threatened to die quite a lot already by the game. We're still not very confident in our abilities. Ready to say, okay, one more and we're done, but apparently it was not the end. This is one interesting wave, by the way. Actually, making all of these grunts appear in one giant wave instead of one at a time. Oh, we're still not done it, apparently. Yeah, now we are. Strange way of spawning enemies. What's up with that Hulk? That is not a Hulk, that is a Quark. Multiple of them even. But I actually understand what the title is going for. There's only one Hulk for some reason. Let's make sure to hit my deflector for a moment. That's something I cannot actually resist. Please hit that Quark. Apparently it's harder to hit these guys. There we go. Okay, let's go call it here. I can see the time has been up. Pretty sure it has been for a while, so let's go stop here. The moment we're having fun in the game, I actually sometimes forget to watch my clock. But this is going to be enough for now. We've gotten closer to the famous level 100. It's going to be an awesome point to reach. Perhaps we are going to be able to do next time. At this point in the game, we are able to do an average of around 20 waves, so we might actually be able to reach that famous level 100 and see what the end of easy mode is going to mean, even though we are playing on insane. Thank you for watching. See you folks next time, and Treecks out.